if you're having trouble sleeping, this might be a little bit more for you. Because we're back watching more Call of the Night, where insomnia, staying up until the early hours of the morning, I guess in some sense or another vampires, are all part of the game. And since I'm getting certain vibes from watching this, the same kind of feelings I got as Monogatari, I wonder what the main character is going to do for us, what he's going to pull out. And just how many denizens of the night we're going to come across, whether they're just unable to nap or so. There's some cool colours, possibly good camera work. Not sure yet. I want to know what else they've got. First episode was kind of fun. Hopefully you enjoyed it. So, let's watch. Let's watch this one. I wonder if there'll be new little rabbit things at the beginning of each episode. Do some Japanese apartment blocks and whatnot have those like heavy metal doors? It sounds like you're living in a prison. I mean, they are. I wonder how loose the barriers are between actually just eating and reproduction. I know she was saying about the certain aspects which lead into creating some vampire offspring and the like, but you might need to explain it a bit more detail. He's finding this somewhat interesting, at least. Such lofty goals. I mean, he's a night person anyway, so why not be a vampire? It's not like he really cares for the day. But here, in the open, is almost too much for her. Back with the Victorian sensibilities. Oh, those ankles. I feel her way she's seeing the world is slightly different now. Since she's a vampire. Yeah, if there's a link between feeding and copulation, probably best not to get your neck out. I wonder if he's narrating out loud as well. Well, just like that. Oh, I forgot how kind of funky this is. And just like that, he's doing something good with his life. If being tasty counts. I think throughout this we will be slowly kind of drip fed more characters considering what we see in the openings and endings and whatnot, but the whole aspect of just some dude who can't sleep finds a vampire and has a few hours of fun before the sun comes up. Since his goal is to become a vampire, whether that means falling in love or whatnot, I feel like it's just going to be one of those slowly over time things, unless there's some drama that happens along the way. Do we have vampire slayers in this show? She's hiding since he said some rather vicious things earlier. Bit too risque. I don't think she just has a cell phone he could ring. It's the drunks again. Also, if you can find the beauty in just a lit street, that's actually kind of impressive. You can have a break every now and again. Fancy seeing you here. Yup. He's getting a bit clingy, is he not? Yeah, it's not worded the best. Still stuck on that, considering what she just said. It's not like she's indebted to him. If you can't separate the two, don't hear me. Yeah, so all's well that ends well. I didn't need to worry about his hours of effort put in. Hmm. I mean, can you think of a better time? No. Then why did? Yeah, why bring it up? Just because you want to say the sentence. Okay, they might put a hamper on there. I mean, who's she going to call? So soon? She's got some really shitty landline or something. Perfect. The old brick. How large is the antenna? Or is it internal? Not always the case. I mean, does it even have like a data plan or anything? Yeah, there's probably a reason they went out of date so soon. How old is she, and how long has she been around? It's like, they've change to these new slimline models so fast? He wasn't particularly tired before. It wasn't part of a deal kind of helping people who can't sleep, so... I mean... Just get straight into the main deal, right? You damn It's not like he would become a vampire that easily. He's still dwelling on that quite a bit. Making things awkward now. If this was any other sort of normal relationship, he would be right, but vampires. She was just being a bit obtuse about it. He's like a first-class meal. Can't give that up easily. Can't go back to... How seductive. Also, is it going to get to the point where he's losing a bit too much blood? Especially if he tries to see her every night. She's found someone interesting to hang out with that's actually feeding her quite well. I wonder how much company she's actually been able to keep. What the... slightly atmospheric and, well, synth sounds. Is he once again running around trying to find her, or is this just a bad dream? And just like that, she arrives. Quite animated, just... Ugh. That's the most energetic, new watch? Oh, so, what, like a walkie-talkie phone watch thing? She wasn't that interested in technology and phones before, but somehow a wristwatch transceiver thing, that's got her attention. It's quite a surprise, isn't it? But why was that a semicolon? Some of these things in the shop I would be looking at over the... What the hell? It doesn't look a very ergonomic, like, Switch ripoff. But you know, he might have the steps in the wrong order, but, you know, think of lofty goals. have something to talk with his friends with. So whoever comes around and finds that's who will be his playmate. His wow. So we never called it. Put it away in the drawer. We never got a closure to that story. Now either it's going to be someone just thought it was trash and put it. Oh, he's kept it, and he's wearing it now. Okay, I was going to say, well, either someone threw it away before and it's gone missing forever, or we'll get whoever's on the end of the second one when they found it soon. Usually how these things go. These things go. When it comes to euphemisms and the like, I can see this is going to be fun. It'd be no interesting if it's not. If there's not some distance between what? How wide is the range of the watches at least? Well, because you know that there's a way to have a connection there. Is he going to feel even worse now? You know, considering before, just constantly walking around doing his own thing. Now it's feeling being apart from that one he's having fun with. Is he actually going to press the button this time? Thank you, 150 meters. That's what I wanted to know. Actually press the button this time. Go on, just, yeah, it's quite loud. Did you actually tell her what the distance is? What a riveting conversation. What's up? I mean, keep the lines clear. I wonder if she's actually, was actually looking at someone doing. Seems to be having some fun there. She does actually seem to be enjoying it. I think the flip there, her being so embarrassed easily about things like that. He's been wandering around outside for a while. Also, is the closer she gets to him going to make it taste all the better? Didn't expect a song like this to pop in now. You've got to kind of love the styling of it when you got the like inverted fisheye lens on the city, being able to see it like that. Also, has there really been a show where most of the scenes are being shown at night? Kind of what he was saying earlier about how the streets and whatnot look pretty. I think part of it is also because he's not here alone, per se. Here, at school. She got a bit peckish. I mean, up on the roof. Is the disparity between it. The fact that she's somewhat innocent of it all, but still likes the jokes and the like. Getting a bit awfully friendly with all of a sudden. If he wants to try and fall in love, yeah, why not be in best terms of whatnot then? If you got to start somewhere, she'll be his first friend, yeah. At least he doesn't have some goal for 100 more. Is it now going to do a brief flash over to someone that actually has the old... Nah, we get a cool... That was rather coincidental. We were just talking about the transceiver, and suddenly, not only was it was someone using it right there, seems to know him, and also right behind, and is also using the transceiver from years ago. I I'm pretty sure everyone would have known if I've said it before, but pen and ink type drawings and the like are something that I really do enjoy. So these sketchwork things, chalk shading, are quite nice. I suppose if she's been around for a while, she could actually have a scale replica of the entire. It's Gojira, or at least copyright distinct version. I have random hopes for this show and where it's going to go. No idea where that'll actually be though. But since we are getting introduced to a new character, one with slightly more natural early hours of the morning type hair, I'm going to be honest, I have actually seen a bit of that character before, and I already knew that I'd probably enjoy her. But how it all ties into the episode or what's going on. But if he's had the wristwatch transceiver thing all this time, never actually pressed the button, it's been hidden in his drawer all the time. For some reason, just decided to start wearing it again. A, why does she have it on and call him? And B, wait this long to do it if she's had the other half to the transceiver wristwatches. Does she live in the same building complex? Does he put it on top of the mailboxes? And how is it going to intervene with the whole nightlife of a vampire aspect of it? It only makes sense that we're introducing some more characters might be kind of central, unlike the just random drunk businessman. Having a bit more of a dynamic than just them two in their back and forths. Also, the whole idea of, you enjoy dirty jokes, but talking about actual love and feelings, now that's too much. Well, it makes sense, doesn't it? Because dirty jokes can just be funny. You don't actually want to think too much about your life. But I think that a vampire like that, who supposedly was going around looking for fresh meals, could also be somewhat innocent of it all. I do wonder what her actual history is. We saw, as I touched on, she had the phone from like the 80s or whenever it was. The brick, and then she went in to upgrade, see what else there is. Oh, you got these new smartphone small screen things. She just left it 15 years in between checks. Apparently that was a short enough amount of time for her to give up on ever thinking about staying up to date with technology. So if it's a blink of an eye for her, that does lead in some questions for me. Also, it's kind of amusing having him be the kind of damsel, showing his neck off. So okay, I guess it's all right. Just don't make it hurt. And I don't know how much exactly this show is going to get into it, but if she's a vampire and came across her so easily just walking through the streets in the park one day, what else is out there? Are there more fables and legends, folk tales of old? Keep away from rural areas, might be some Dullahan running about. It's probably far too early for it, but I was thinking about if the whole idea of how to bring extra vampires and into being vampires, how did she become one in the first place? What's the story there? Do we really want to know? How depressing is it all going to be? But hey, there's lots more people still unable to sleep. I want to see more of it, especially some scruffy-haired people. Although I will say, if I had a vampire to accompany me, school would have been a little more interesting. But then again, I think that would go for pretty much any occasion. If you've got some mythical bloodsucker next to you, I think that would kind of take the humdrum nature of any occasion and flip it on its head. And if we get back into somewhat talking about visuals and the like I said with the inverted horizon, seeing the night sky from, a different perspective, both literally and figuratively. Seeing the lights so far down below actually being little jewels lighting up the floor below you would actually be kind of cool. Also, if the idea of being a vampire just means you don't have to bother with traffic because you can just jump and float over everything, that might be worth it just for that. If I can pop down the shops in 20 seconds, sign me up now. Not being able to see the sun ever again. Oh, how my life will be different. But if you've enjoyed Call of the Night, let me know. If you've ever had any sort of conversations like these, probably keep it to yourself. I will be checking. See if I've got any. No. I wonder if anyone will be checking his marks that he's been acquiring. Make sure that you lot don't leave anything visible. If you want to see more, consider subscribing to the channel. Don't miss out. You can jump over onto my Discord as well. There'll be basically notifications every time a video comes out. But for now, if you can, try and get yourselves a bit of rest. If you can't, then you can just imagine me feeding on your neck. And now you'll never be able to sleep again. See you in the next one. If you want to reach out to me, consider joining onto my Patreon. You don't need a wristbound transceiver, but there would be a rather unique way of going about it. I do need to thank my current supporters that are Noku, Raywin, Sal, Shiwan, Mats, Arkany, Guado, Danny Swee, Light Wizard 91, Kite, Diego Zenhausen, Tori Jane, SZ9870, and everyone else. Because for some reason, they looked on top of the mailbox and are coming back for more.